All right. This is you ready? This is cause number 191003.
Call over internet. Join with video and then call over internet. I can hear him.
I see her. She's on here.
You see her?
Yes. Miss Bailey, don't leave. Stay right where you're at.
Okay, I'm his uncle. My mom. I just tell my mom how to get in.
All right, y'all hold on 1 second, okay? You'll be called to the stand in just a moment.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and mute. Miss Bailey, can you hear me? Okay. Miss Bailey.
Okay, I finally got in.
Oh, okay. All right. Just hang tight, okay?
Okay.
All right. Calls number 191080686F and 199037986F and 199038086F. All style state of Texas versus Donald Ray Bailey. Mr. Bailey, present? That's where that Mr. Bailey, come on up here. Actually, why don't you have a seat right there on that first row there, so we can keep everybody separate as much as possible. Mr. Bailey, you entered into an agreement with the state, put on deferred probation, correct? And you have since picked up a new case out of Tarrant County, is that right?
There's an allegation of a new criminal offense out there in Tarrant County.
Okay. And has there been a revocation filed, Mr. Gibbs?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what are those? Are there just that case, or are there other?
Judge, I think he's on the first for two cases, files number 19-10803, file number 19-0806. So he is on. He's on 5 years deferred on both of those causes. One is 5 years because of finding information. Five, the other case is engaged in organized activity. So, yes, Your Honor, motion to proceed to both of these causes.
What is on there? Is it just the new case, or
Just let me tell you.
is it all?
It looks like the only allegations are two causes or two criminal actions in Tarrant County.
Sorry, I only have one.
I have one felony that was properly 45. Which are essentially the same types of charges that he was arrested on, except for credit card.
I would just ask that the court, I'm retained to represent Mr. Bailey. I have access to full discovery as it relates to the felony allegation out of Tarrant County. I do not have any information regarding a misdemeanor, so I would just ask that maybe the state get an updated, some sort of updated information. Perhaps Tarrant County didn't file that, maybe it was rejected by Tarrant County. But I think that's relevant for the court to know, just to know sort of accurately where things are.
And Judge, I misspoke on the number of cases that he referred to, and then we have motions to proceed file is, I think you have 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3 cases. So I misspoke. We don't have, no, I think it's 3 cases.
The judge,
Right, I don't have 2 files now.
All right. And this was a plea bargain at the first, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Are you ready to proceed?
yes, Your Honor.
All right. You may call your first witness.
Defensive call Kathy.
Why don't you scoot just a little bit, right? Ma'am, yes.
Come
Kathy,
right here.
yes.
The defensive call Kathy Bailey.
Ms. Bailey,
Yes, yes, sir.
you're gonna have to mute one of those.
Okay, I just cut my cell phone off because I put it on the iPad.
Okay, please raise your right hand, ma'am.
Let me cut that up.
Go ahead and cut that off real quick.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this case should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, please lower your hand. You're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Bailey, it may be difficult to see me, but do you recognize me as Donald Bailey's lawyer, Bree West?
Yes.
Okay. And who is Don, and could you state your name for the record?
Who is Donald?
No, state your name for the record.
Oh, my name is Kathy Bailey.
Okay. And are you familiar with Donald Bailey?
He's my grandson.
Okay. And in terms of him being your grandson, have you played a significant role in raising him?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward pretty significantly and ask you whether or not you recall him being placed on probation for cases out here in Kaufman County.
You said, was he placed on probation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall him being placed on 5 years of deferred probation in Kaufman County?
Yes.
Okay. And you know that there were a certain number of conditions that he had to meet in order to be successful with his probation. You understand that, right?
Yes.
Now, are you aware that there is a new criminal allegation against him pending in Tarrant County?
Yes.
Okay. Now, despite that new allegation, do you have contact with him while he's been incarcerated in Kaufman County Jail?
Yes, I've talked to him on the phone.
Okay. And you financially support him while he's been incarcerated in Kaufman County Jail, is that correct?
Yes.
And are you the primary source of his financial existence, really for the majority of his life?
Yes.
Now, prior to him being arrested or being brought to Kaufman County, did he have a job?
He was mowing yards.
Okay. And so he was doing that on his own to try to get some funds to support himself?
Yes.
Okay. And obviously that was his own thing, so he doesn't necessarily have a job to go back to if he were to get out of jail. Is that correct?
No.
Now, if he were to get out of jail and the court were to set him a lower bond, who would be responsible for coming up with the funds for that?
I would have to be.
Okay. And do you work? Are you retired? What's your financial circumstance?
I'm retired.
Okay. And so do you have, sort of give the court some idea of what your monthly income is and how much money you have?
$1,800 a month.
Okay. And that's what you use to live and pay bills and things like that?
Yes.
Okay. So if Mr. Bailey's bonds currently are set at approximately $110,000, is that a bond that you would be able to make?
No, ma'am.
If Donald were released from jail, would he be able to come to your home?
Yes.
And since you're retired, are you home all day?
I'm here most of the day unless I'm, right now with the things the way they are, unless I go to the doctor or to the store.
Okay. But just normal things you do, but otherwise you're home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. And so you would be able to monitor Donald if he were to be released from jail while these charges and his other charges are pending?
Yes.
Would you have any objection if the court were to grant him a lower bond that you could make for him being on full house arrest at your home?
I have no problem.
Are you aware of a family member that's passed away of Donald's of the coronavirus?
Am I aware of that?
Do you know if Donald's cousin passed away from the coronavirus?
Did I know if his relative passed?
Yes, ma'am. Did he have a family member that passed away from coronavirus recently?
He had a cousin to pass. I'm not for sure what it was.
Okay. But if he had indicated that it was because of coronavirus, would that make sense to you?
Yes,
Okay. And are you aware that the funeral was last week for that cousin?
yes.
And that cousin is, how old roughly?
He was the same age as Donald,
Okay, Donald's how old?
21, will be 22. Well, Donald will be 22 July 30th.
Okay. And so they are, were they good friends and close in age?
Yes,
And did Donald express to you that he's having a hard time dealing emotionally with the fact that his cousin passed away?
yes, he did tell me that.
And is Donald having a difficult time emotionally, well, from a mental health perspective, being in jail right now?
Yes, I think so.
Okay, and
He's,
go ahead.
yeah. Yes.
Were you going to say something else about that?
Well, he's had kind of mental issues. I've had him in counseling like that since he was a little kid.
Okay. Do you think that he could benefit from some mental health treatment?
You say, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Could he benefit from some mental health treatment?
Yes, if he
Okay.
would take medications.
Okay, and if he were to be on bond while he's resolving these cases, would you be able to assist him in getting the appropriate mental health treatment?
Yes,
Okay, and could you get him properly diagnosed and properly medicated?
yes,
And your financial means to pay, you said you make $1,800 a month.
yes,
You said that you have no objection to him being on full house arrest at your home,
I have no problem.
at your home almost every day to monitor him,
Yes,
that you'll support his mental health diagnosis and treatment.
yes,
Okay, so this is a situation where the court has to decide whether or not they're going to make any adjustment to Donald's bond. So is there anything that you want the judge to know so that he can understand the circumstances related to your family and helping Donald?
I'm just, like I said, he's had problems. He's been diagnosed in the past with ADHD, oppositional defiant disorder, bipolar, and I would get him back, if I can get him back in his treatment again, and if he takes his medicine, and hopefully that will help him.
Okay, so now obviously the state's going to ask you questions like Donald is a grown man, you understand that?
Yes,
And you can't force him to do anything he doesn't want to do, you understand that?
right.
However, during the time that these allegations came up in Tarrant County, he wasn't with you, was he?
No,
He was with some other crowd or group or girlfriend or something like that. Is that correct?
right,
Okay. And so if the court were to grant him a lesser bond, he would come and be with you. Is that correct?
right.
And they would be able to monitor where he goes or what he does. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And do you believe that if his mental health condition is properly treated, do you think that he could be successful on probation?
yes,
Would you be able to produce for the court documentation that he's getting appropriate treatment for his mental health condition?
yes. I have to, take the time to get him back in a program.
Will you make sure that you spend that time?
Oh, yes.
There's another person that's on this Zoom call, and do you know who that person is?
Cedric Bailey, his uncle, my son.
Okay, and so do the both of you commit that you'll help get him the mental health treatment that he needs so that he can be successful in life?
Yes.
You can't, sorry, Mr. Bailey, you can't talk because you haven't been called to the stand.
Okay, sorry.
That question was for Ms. Bailey.
Okay, oh, I thought you were talking to him also. What did you say?
Just, will you both commit to ensuring that Donald gets access to the mental health treatment that he needs so that he can be successful?
Yes.
I'm past the witness at this time.
Judge, the state doesn't have any questions for this witness.
You may call your next witness.
No more witnesses. However, Judge, can they stay on?
Yeah, we're gonna keep it on. It's been on.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then. Rest and close.
This is argument, Judge. Yes.
Any witnesses from the state?
No, Your Honor, we rest and close.
All right. Argument.
Thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, from the witnesses, the court has learned that Mr. Bailey does have some mental health issues that need to be addressed. And undoubtedly, those mental health issues are likely barriers to his success being on probation and presumably in life.
Sorry, counsel. Go ahead.
No problem. Thank you, Your Honor. And, as the court examines the various factors in considering a bond, I certainly know that the court is concerned about the community safety. I think that there's a less restricted means to satisfy the court as it relates to the community safety, and that would be to place Mr. Bailey on full house arrest with his grandmother so that she can seek the mental health treatment that he needs, get him diagnosed, certainly present to the court what those diagnoses are, what medications he's on, and give Mr. Bailey an opportunity to deal with the allegations in Tarrant County, and then come back before this court, properly diagnosed, medicated, and able to present himself in a much better light. As you heard from Mr. Bailey's grandmother, she is prepared to support him in getting that treatment. She's prepared to monitor him while he's in the house. She's prepared to ensure that whatever restrictions might exist from his full house arrest, she's prepared to support those. The court also heard from Ms. Bailey that she financially supports Mr. Donald Bailey, that he had a job as a self-employed lawn care person, and obviously that's not a job that he has anymore, and certainly it wouldn't be appropriate for him to try to work for himself during the period that he's on bond. And so therefore, Ms. Bailey would be financially responsible for him. The court heard about her financial capabilities. And so for all of those reasons, Your Honor, we would ask that the court consider a less restrictive means to keep the community safe from Mr. Bailey in the form of full house arrest, to allow him to get access to the mental health treatment that he so desperately needs. And for that reason, Your Honor, we would ask that the court consider reducing his bond to something that Ms. Bailey can reasonably make, making $1,800 a month. And in the alternative, we would ask that Mr. Bailey be granted a PR bond with full house arrest to his grandmother's house.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. Gibbs.
Yes, Your Honor, briefly. And I misspoke earlier. It looks like that we do have 5 cases, and I know at least in 2 of these cases, it looks like the offenses were committed about a year ago, July 27, 2019. Then again, looks like one of the cases was August 5, 2019, and the other 3 cases were around those same times. Subsequent to him committing those offenses, we pled him to file defer on at least 5 cases, Judge. And within the year, he has picked up this new charge, which is essentially the exact same charge. And it is, to my recollection, even though the evidence is not on the record, Judge, that
I would object to making comment about evidence that's not on the record.
My point is, Judge, is that he has essentially the exact same charges, and he's asking this court to reduce his bond, and I will object to it based on the fact that he's put himself in a situation. If he had not pled to these crimes, and been on probation and picked up a new crime, he wouldn't have to make these arguments about being released. And that's essentially my argument.
Your Honor, may I just get clarity? I understand that Mr. Gibbs is now saying that he was placed on probation for 5 cases. How many motions does the state have pending? Do they have 3 motions pending, 2 motions pending, or 5 motions pending?
I think we have 5, Judge. I think we have 5, but I only brought 2. I didn't know if they were set, so I don't
And I
want to
understand.
on the record, but.
And I sincerely appreciate that.
Anything in response?
Simply that, again, while I appreciate the argument that Mr. Gibbs makes, the reality is, we live in a country that people do legitimately suffer from significant mental health issues that do present real barriers to their ability to be successful, whether it's on probation or in life. He needs to get treatment so that he can be successful on this probation. He needs to be able to fight his case in Tarrant County, and he needs to be able to demonstrate to this court and you, Your Honor, that he can be successful with this probation. For those reasons, we would ask that the court consider a reduction bond with full house arrest or any alternative PR bond with full house arrest to surrender the house.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
They are all pending this place.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Why have we not gone ahead and set this case for a hearing?
The allegation on the motion is a Tarrant County case. I wrongly assumed that Kaufman County would want Tarrant County to prosecute their own case. Mr. Bailey would want to exercise his right to a jury trial in Tarrant County. With the pandemic of COVID-19, I do not know when Tarrant County is allowing jury trials. I know some are being set in November and December, many are being set next year. But Tarrant County not be willing to dismiss his case, Mr. Bailey fully intends to exercise his right to a jury, his constitutional right to a jury trial.
Does in response, if the court were amenable to setting this for an NTR hearing, state would be more than happy to submit a witness from Tarrant County to prove it up.
I mean, we're in a difficult spot. I get the spot that you're in, Ms. West. I mean, in actuality, we might, but we got to do one or the other. The difficulty in doing a jury trial is obviously there's no jury trials going on at this time. And I'm not even sure that if some of the jails are even picking up from some of the other jails. That's the other issue that we have that would not normally be an issue in normal times. Normal times we could do a release his hold and tell Tarrant to come and pick him up and see what they want to do with that case, since that is the only allegation that I have on that case. I'm not sure if that can or would happen even if we release our hold here. I mean, they're not going to deal with it. So what I would rather see happen is let's just move forward on it. Go ahead and set this case. These are all third degrees, is that correct?
No, I think 3 of them are state jails and 1 is a third degree. Or that's backwards. 3 are third degrees and 2 are state jails.
I've been looking for this file, Judge, and I apologize for not having our files here. I didn't realize this case was set.
Well, I'm just looking at, and these are, even if the third degree in state jails, being on probation. These are actually set lower than there being 5 cases than what standards and recommendations usually are.
Sorry, Judge, you said they're set lower
They are.
in terms of
than someone being on bond and picking up new cases for a third-degree felony.
Okay, you're saying for the bonds, okay.
Yes,
I'm just-
for the bonds. Doing that, state jails, and like I said, these are guidelines. By no means do we have to go by them, but usually it's 25,000 for a state jail and 50 for the third degrees if you are on bond or probation while you pick up that felony.
We would just
How quickly, here's the logistical problems with it. Obviously, your witnesses are going to be from Tarrant County, correct?
Yes, Your Honor. I believe I can get them.
Well, I want to go ahead and set that and let's move forward. Ms. Riley, we okay with it?
Yes, I'm fine with that.
At this point in time, I'm going to deny the motion. Let's go off the record. How quickly can you be ready, Ms. West? See, it is a rock and a hard place I'm in too, because
I know, because
I need to move forward on it just because I have a guy sitting here in my jail that has a pending case. And right now, it's just, there's no way I can get him over. They're not going to try that case over there right now. So we can try adjudication here. And the state would have to prove up that adjudication since that's the only thing that's being alleged right now.
That's correct, Your Honor, and we would, I know we're not on the record, but, our position would just be to let Mr. Bailey exercise his constitutional right to a jury trial.
Well,
That would exonerate him from,
I'm gonna let him exercise his right to have a hearing before me on the motion for the state's motion. All right, so let's get that set. Y'all go back there and talk to Sonny, see how quickly y'all can get that set. But at this point in time, I will deny that motion. You want to talk to them?
I can call him after.
Okay. The attorney will be in contact with you, ma'am. Miss, y'all hear me?
Are you talking to me?
I'm just letting y'all know we are done.
Oh, okay, hang up.
Thank y'all. Yes.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.